Welcome back, lottery fans. Today I'm going to walk you through a secret pick 3 rundown that I've been using for several different states for the month of March 2019, and it seems to be hitting fairly well. So I'm going to show you how to do the rundown. You can then go ahead and start using this rundown in your states. As I said, I've been testing this in multiple states and it seems to be working pretty well. I'm going to show you 3 different states today as an example, but by all means go ahead and try this in your state. We're going to use the standard pick 3 rundown tic-tac-toe worksheet. If you'd like a copy of this, you can go to lotterypredictor.com. In the resources section you can download this completely for free. I'll leave a link below in the description for this. And in terms of the actual rundown name, I'm calling this the hot and cold rundown. And as always, you'll see why as I start to go through why we're calling this the hot and cold rundown. So let's go ahead and get started with our actual first state. And to start with, we're going to do Florida, and specifically the Florida Evening Lottery for this. Now, in terms of the numbers that we're going to pick here and the date, there's no specific date. You can actually start from today if you like. I'm actually starting from the data that I've got from yesterday as a fresh start for the example. But the numbers that we're actually going to use, we're not actually going to be using past drawings. This time what we're actually going to go ahead and do is we're going to take a look at the last 30 days worth of drawings that have happened, so the last 30 days worth of pick 3 lottery results in the Florida Evening. And we're going to do a frequency chart to see for every individual number, and when I say individual number, ball number 1 or ball number 2 or ball number 3, we're going to do a frequency chart to see which numbers are hot numbers and which numbers are cold numbers. Now the hot numbers will be the numbers where the ball has come out a lot within the last 30 days, and the cold numbers will be the ones where the ball hasn't come out very much in the last 30 days. Now you can definitely go ahead and manually do that frequency chart, and just get some scratch paper, go ahead and start ticking off for each of these last 30 results, which of the balls are showing up, and then you can calculate your hot and cold that way. But we've actually gone ahead and done a lot of those calculations already on lotterypredictor.com, so that all those calculations are pre-done. So you can go ahead and, if you want to get your favorite web browser up, open up your web browser, navigate to lotterypredictor.com, and then hopefully you can see this. If you go to the menu and then select the state, you'll see the states that we have available. And if you don't see your state here, definitely leave me a comment below and let me know that you'd like to see your state added. I'm working extremely hard to add as many states as I can so I can get all of these added. Once I've got the states done, I'll be adding different countries in here as well. But definitely comment below, because I'm adding these by viewer popularity. So if I see a lot of people asking for the same state, that will be the next one that I focus on. So you go ahead and select the state that you want. So we're doing Florida to start with, and you'll see all the lotteries that show up for Florida, and we're looking for the evening pick 3. So we'll select the evening pick 3, and then there's the various different tools that we have available for the evening pick 3, including the tic-tac-toe rundowns, past results, quick picks, and what we're looking for is the number frequency. So we'll select the number frequency, and here you'll see a breakdown of the last 30 days for each number, 0 through 9, how many times those have showed up. So we're going to go ahead and use these to actually fill in our numbers for our hot and cold numbers. So using this for our hot number, we're going to go ahead and pick the numbers that have come out the most in the last 30 days. So looking at our results here, it looks like 3 has come out 11 times. So we've got a 3. We've got 9 come out 11 times, so we'll put a 9. And then we've got 0 and 2 that have both come out 10 times. But because we only need 3 numbers, I always pick the first of which is a 0. So we've got 3, 9, and 0. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same for our cold numbers. We're going to pick the numbers that have occurred the least amount of times. So looking through here, it looks like we've got an 8, which has only come up 6 times. We've got a 5, which has only come up 7 times, and we've got a 7, which has only come up 8 times. So there we go. That gives us our 2 numbers that we're going to use. We're going to use the hot number 390 and a cold number 857. And for our grids, instead of calling these base and translated, we're actually going to rename these hot grid and cold grid. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and fill in our number on each of the grids. So for example, so we're going to take this hot number and we're going to fill it in the standard pattern, top left to bottom right. So we'll put a 3, 9, 0 in our hot grid, and then our cold grid we're going to do the same but with the cold number. So I'm going to put 8, 5, and 7 in the cold grid. And then we're going to use the count up, the anti-clockwise count up methodology to fill in these empty holes here. So we're going to start with the bottom right number here, and we're going to go anti-clockwise around filling in our blank spots, and we're going to count up from this number that's in the bottom right. So from a 0 we're going to count up, we'll put a 1 in the next spot, and then a 2, and then a 3, then a 4, 5, and a 6. So keeping going around anti-clockwise, always counting up until we've got all of those filled in. I'm going to go ahead and do the same on the cold grid. So we'll start with the bottom right, which is a 7. We're going to count up from 7 in an anti-clockwise pattern, filling in all those blank spots. So we'll do 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So there we go. Now we've got our hot grid filled out and our cold grid filled out. And we can start going ahead and playing, figuring out what numbers we want to play from the patterns in there. Now the patterns that I use for this are the straight downs. Typically you've seen other videos where I like to use the diagonals and the downs, but for this particular rundown, all the straight vertical downs are the ones that I'm actually going to go ahead and play. And the reason for doing this is that ensures I have at least one hot number in every single line that I'm playing by playing that pattern. So that will give us a 3, 4, 5, and a 3, 9, 6, and a 2, 1, 0. There we go. Go ahead and do the same on the cold grid, the 3 verticals down, like this. And that will give us an 8, 1, 2, 0, 5, 3, and a 9, 8, 7. So there we go. Those are 6 numbers that now we can go ahead and start playing in the Florida Evening Lottery. So let's go ahead and try that on a couple of different states as well, a couple more states, so that you can see those examples working and get an idea of just how well this works. So the next state we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the Michigan. And we're going to use Michigan Evening. So once again, this is hot and cold pattern, and we're going to go ahead and get our hot numbers. So these aren't past drawings anymore. These are hot numbers and cold numbers. So we're going to go ahead and go back to lotterypredictor.com, go back to the menu, find the states, and select Michigan. And we're using the Michigan Pick 3 Evening, and we're going to pick the frequency chart here, and that gives us that breakdown of the last 30 days worth of Pick 3 lottery drawings for the evening lottery, which were the hot numbers, which were the frequency for each of the numbers drawn. So that's how we're going to go ahead and pick our hot and cold numbers. So for the hot numbers, it looks like we've got ball 2 was drawn 12 times because there's 2. Ball 1 was drawn 11 times. And ball 6 was drawn 11 times as well. So it's a 2, 1, 6 for our hot numbers. For the cold numbers, taking a look at this, it looks like we've got ball number 3 was drawn 6 times. Ball number 9 was drawn 6 times. And ball number 5 was drawn 8 times. So there we go. That gives us our hot and our cold numbers. So same methodology again. We're going to take the hot number, fill it in diagonally across on our hot grids. These are no longer base grids and translated grids. These are hot grids and cold grids. So we're going to take the hot number and fill it in diagonally. So we get a 2, 1, 6. We're going to take our cold numbers and fill it in diagonally on the cold grid. That's a 3, 9, 5. And then on each grid we're going to fill in the blank spaces using the anti-clockwise counting up pattern. So we'll start with the bottom right number, which is a 6. And we'll count up from there on an anti-clockwise manner. 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. Same again for the cold grid. In the bottom right, we're going to count up anti-clockwise. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. And we're going to go ahead and apply our patterns to that. And the pattern for these, as I said, these are the vertical straight downs we're using. That way we ensure we at least get one hot number in every, or one cold number. If we're using cold grid, we get one hot number in every single line that we're going to play. That way we know that we're utilizing the pattern to its fullest. So for the hot grid, that gives us a 201. For that gives the next one is a 912. And next one is an 876. Then again, same again on our cold grid. The 3 vertical lines down, giving us one cold number in every single, at least one cold number in every single line that we're playing. It gives us a 390, an 891, and a 765. There we go. There are 6 numbers we can start playing in the Michigan Evening Lottery. Alright, one more state, and hopefully there'll be enough example for people to then start playing these in their own state. By all means, please definitely let me know if these are working for you as you do them yourself. So this is the hot and cold pattern. And our next state is going to be the North Carolina. And we're going to do North Carolina evening as well. So these are no longer past drawings, these are hot numbers, and these are cold numbers. And our grids are going to be the hot grid and the cold grid. Once again, we're going to go to lotterypredictor.com. We're going to go ahead and change out our state here. So we're going to go to menu, states, and we're going to go all the way down to North Carolina. And we're doing the pick 3 evening lottery. And here's our frequency chart here. Let's go ahead and select that. And there's all our frequency of the last 30 days worth of drawings, how many times each ball has actually shown up. So let's go ahead and use that. And it looks like for our hot numbers, we've got a 9 which has been drawn 12 times. So we'll have a 9. We've got a 0 which has been drawn 11 times. And we've got a 7 which has been drawn 11 times. So 907 is our hot number. And for the cold numbers, it looks like we've got a 2, which has only been drawn 5 times. And we've got, taking a look at this, we've got a 4, which has been drawn 7 times, and an 8, which has been drawn 7 times. So there are our 2 numbers. Our hot number is a 907, cold number is a 248. I'm going to fill these in on our charts here in a diagonal manner. A 907, and a 2, 4, and 8. And then using our anti-clockwise counting up pattern, starting in the bottom right, we're going to go from 7 to 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3. And then on the cold grid, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that we've got those grids filled out, let's go ahead and apply our patterns that we're going to play to that. So all the vertical straight downs, as I said, that ensures that we're hitting at least one hot number and one cold number in the lines that we're playing. So that gives us a 912, a 003, and a 987. And then the same again on the cold grid, straight downs, and that will give us a 223, and a 144, and a 098. Very interesting. So we've got 3 sets of doubles there within these numbers. That's an interesting one there. So there we go. There we have it. That is the rundown that I've been using for a lot of March for a lot of different states. As I said, go ahead, try it out in your state. Let me know if it's working in your state as well. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Definitely leave me a comment below if you want me to see if you want to see your state done in a rundown, or you want to see your state added in the frequency charts on lotterypredictor.com. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.